So from now on, the session is recorded. Welcome everybody again here to this first ever Blue Community Africa conference. I welcome you in the name also of our three regional coordinators, which is Umo Ishoa Iko for the English-speaking Central and Western Africa. Ishoa, are you there? Can you say hello and introduce yourself briefly?
Hello, nice to be here. As Roland has introduced, my name is Umo Ishoa Iko. I'm the coordinator, West and Central English-speaking countries. Thank you so much for participation.
Thank you, Umo. Then we have Suleiman Guindo for the French-speaking Central and Western Africa. Suleiman, can you also say hello and introduce yourself?
Hello to everybody. Here is Suleiman Guindo from French and speaking countries coordinators. And thank you for your participation.
Thank you, Soleimani. And then there is also Sir Charles Chitechi from the Blue Community in Eastern Africa present. Charles, do you hear me? Can you say hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, my brother Roland, I hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much, every member already in the meeting. My name is Charles Chitechi, coordinator for the Eastern region, the Blue Community. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. And then we also welcome back after a 6 months break, Reverend Kolade Fatahunsi, and he will greet the conference with his welcome messages. Kolade, may I introduce and welcome you?
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and also to be back. And thank you also for the good work and also for the preparation for this conference. And on behalf of all of us together, I will say this welcome address as Roland has asked so that we can continue. So may I bring good morning, afternoon, evening to you, depending on where you are on the globe. And I welcome you to this first Blue Community Africa Conference. As we gathered in this digital space, rather than a physical assembly, the need of our mission remains very important. Water is not a luxury. It is not a commodity of a priced good. It is a fundamental human right, which is essential for all living, for life, for dignity, and for health. Yet in our continent of Africa, millions of people still lack daily access to a very safe, very affordable supply of water. During this virtual conference, we will close the distance between our barriers to share strategies to amplify our marginalized voice and also to push for policy changes, especially in the face of threatening privatization of water across our African countries. May I, at this point, openly apologize for my 6 months absence during which this conference was planned. I am back to my responsibility now with World Council of Churches, which has 355 member churches, and itself as a body, a Blue Community. But now, with a resolve to make independent and individual churches in Africa becoming Blue Community, so that we'll register the presence of faith community more on the cluster map of Blue communities. I will conclude by thanking Roland, who has sacrificed immensely, with the sub-regional coordinators, Umo Ishoa Iko, Soleimani, and Sir Charles Chitechi, who made this happen. And from now on, the community will grow. Once again, welcome you all to our conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Kolade, for your kind words and for your welcoming messages. We did not see you, but at least we heard you. There were some 30 people registered at the moment. About half of that is participating. Hopefully some more will join us during the conference.
This is my face. Sorry, I thought you said we should mute our videos and turn on and only the audio. But this is my face.
Okay.
This is me.
Good to see you, and thank you, Kolade.
Thank you very much.
So let's then start. What we plan to do is give you a short, let me see how these things. So this is what we foresee together, what we planned for today's conference. We give you a short input into the Global Blue Community Network. We look into the Blue community in Africa, into the different regions. And then we come to some talk about the future with objectives, achievements, challenges, discussion, and an outlook. This is what we planned. So let's start with the Global Blue community. You probably know our website. If not, I warmly invite you to give a look at it in all the possible languages that on international parquet we are talking. The basis of the Blue community are the human right to water and sanitation, which was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly 2010, so 16 years ago. Today, now, since the World Water Day, we launched a global call to have this law or this human right after 16 years finally inscribed in all the constitutions worldwide. We warmly invite you to sign, to share, to be part of this call. You also find on our website an information about all the human rights level in all the countries. So where the human right to water and sanitation is enshrined in the constitution, which doesn't mean that it's fulfilled, but at least it's written there, or where there is an indirect mention of these rights and so on. So you can find all that on our website, and we will share the presentation and the links also after our conference. Then we have the 3 pledges that you all signed in your commitment to the Blue community. We all recognize the human rights to water and sanitation. We promote publicly financed, owned, and operated water and wastewater services, so against privatization. And we promote safe public drinking water everywhere to end the need for bottled water. A very short look into the history. You may know the Blue community movement started 2009 in Canada, when the Council of Canadians and the trade union, Canadian Union of Public Employees, launched the project for Blue communities. It was in defense of First Nations, so indigenous groups in Canada who saw their right to water endangered. So 2011 then, the first Blue communities in Canada emerged, and Maud Barlow, the co-founder of the Blue community, was in Switzerland at a big conference. The mayor of Bern was very enthusiastic about this Blue community in Canada, and he wanted to become a Blue community also. So 2014, even if it was never planned, the first Blue communities out of Canada started. So it was in Bern in Switzerland at that time, the church, the city, and the University of Bern that changed. And since then, the Blue community was growing step by step in Canada, in Latin America, and in Europe. There was no network. All these Blue communities were on their own, basically. But 2024, so 2 years ago, we started this network that you have the website and our social media channels and so on. So since then, we started exchanging and cooperating And the blue community was growing fast since these 2 years. You see on our blue world map all the blue communities worldwide designated so far. You see there is a strong blue community in Africa also, in Europe, in Canada. So Africa started 2 years ago. This is the overview of blue communities as it is today. We have just today new blue communities coming in. But basically you see the lines, that's the clusters, the different kind of blue communities we have. So we have blue cities and municipalities, we have blue universities, different kind of blue communities, and you see them numbered by continent, by regions. So you see the strongest blue community is still in Europe. The second is Americas, mainly with Canada, but Africa is catching up and soon maybe taking over. So coming to Africa, the blue community started on the African continent only 2 years ago. It was on May 1st, 2024, with 3 blue communities. And today there are 34, maybe in the meantime 35 blue communities in some 12 countries. I say some 12 countries because some of the blue communities work in more than one country. So it's one blue community, but with a presence in different countries. And as this blue community was growing so fast, we started then, after discussing with the coordinators, to split up, or not to split up, to organize on the level of regions. So we organized the blue part, that's the French-speaking Africa, in a separate coordination. We had the English-speaking Central Western Africa in orange. We had the Eastern Africa in green. That's the coordinators that before gave their welcome and who will present now their region. And we have the Southern Africa where we don't have a coordination yet, but we will come back to that later on again. So this is a very short overview on the blue community worldwide and the start in Africa. And we would start with the region. We would start with the English-speaking West and Central Africa. Umo, may I ask you to take over?
Thank you, Mr. Roland, for this. I will still plead you still share from your end. Thank you. My name is Sumoy Swaiko. As you can see, I'm the coordinator of Peace Point Development Foundation. That is the abbreviation PPDF Nigeria. I am the coordinator in English-speaking West and Central Africa. I want to ask, I want to inform you that the seat has not been so easy. Some of you may feel we are busy doing nothing, but we were working to ensure at least we have this meeting today. So these are the overview. Please, let's have the next page, Roland. Yes, these are the countries that the blue communities are. We have yes, blue community Central Africa, which I'm coordinating. There are some countries that we can talk of in West Africa. That is Ghana. Do we have anybody from Ghana here? Please, can you unmute and make yourself known to us? No representation from Ghana. Do we have anybody from Sierra Leone? Nobody. Liberia? None. The Gambia? Okay. I think let's take organizational. Maybe it will be easier. Ubuntu Binti Africa Transformation Organization. Do you have anybody here present? Can you unmute and inform us that you are here with us?
Yes, John Mark Atinga, Binti Africa Transformational Organization in Kenya.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Bekwara Lights, I know is here. Dr. Bete.
I'm here.
All right, nice to hear from you. She Careful Hands Initiative for the Girl, Child, and Women Empowerment. Do you have anybody representing? Let's believe that they are on their way. CODEV Community Development Advocacy Foundation. Any representation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Good morning. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you very much.
A Communicable Water Network Africa, I know, is here. Please, let's hear your voice, Reverend.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much. Welcome once again. Yeah.
Yes, that is the African coordinator, Reverend Kolade. Do you have anybody from NEDI, Free Development Initiative? I think she personally chatted me up that she's having occasion and may not be able to attend this. So it means she has taken an excuse for the organization. Network of Water Rights Initiatives. Do you have anybody? Maybe on their way. Peace Point Development Foundation is the voice that you are still hearing, representing by Moise Waiko. Rebate Initiative for African Development. Anybody? Still on their way. Uyo Iban Women Voices Amplify Initiative. Any voice?
All, I'm here.
That's fine. At least we have bridged the gender gap here. It is nice that we are here. Please, let's see if we still have other members. Roland, from my area.
No, that was all from your area.
This is fine. These are some of those things that Peace Point Development Foundation as an organization has been doing for some time now. Building Niger Delta Community Champions. This is a 2-year program, projects implemented between Cross River and Akwa Ibom, aim at identifying and listening to the challenges of fishers in the 2 states. We've just embarked on exchange visits within the 2 states, and that has been all. And also we marked the 2026 World Water Day, as you can see. The last on my left, those you are seeing with those cards, they are Fishnet Alliance members that we have inaugurated in 2 communities. One in Esrebom community in Cross River State and in Opolom community in Akwa Ibom State. Also, we do a lot of work with riverine communities. As you see that with our vision mission, that was done in Ibno Beach, the highest Atlantic Ocean we have in Akwa Ibom State, if not Nigeria. Continue, please.
That was your part. If you have
okay, thank you so much. I think I should also appreciate all my members who have registered and also attend this meeting. It means that you have faith in the group, and I want to assure you, as your leader, we will not fail you. We'll make sure this network grow in strength to your own satisfaction. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Umo, for guiding us through your region. We would come to the next region if my computer wants to. Yes, we would come to the French-speaking Western and Central Africa. Suleiman, may I ask you to take over?
Thank you so much, dear Roland, for the speech. Also, as said, I'm a coordinator of French-speaking West and Central Africa. And as you said, you can see here in our region, we have many countries, and these countries are also involved in these activities, what Bull community activities consist. Also, here we have Benin, Burkina Faso, and we have Cameroon, we have Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, we have Gabon, we have Mali, Niger, Senegal, etc. All speaking French countries. Roland, please. Next step.
I'm trying. Sorry, Suleimane. Here we go.
Okay. So, as you can see, the Blue Community Africa, what French-speaking West and Central Africa consists, the first Blue community that we get is Réseau École Radio Chikomali. The Réseau École Radio Chikomali, it is a Blue community, and the members are in 8 countries: Togo, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Benin, etc. And all these countries are involved exactly in Réseau École Radio Chikomali. And each country try to do what they can in order to improve, in order to show how water is really necessary for the human being. And then we have also the municipality of Kati, Mali, and then they became also the Blue community last year. And here in Kati, they are also doing what they can, what about their action plan, exactly, about water or sanitation. And we have also the 6 villages in Dogon country. And in these 6 villages that is in the north of Mali, and the 6 villages became exactly a Blue community. And there we have exactly already begun with the activities. We have already a well or a forest there for water, for drinking water, and also for garden water too. And the other village are also on the way in order to get this wonderful project. And by the time they are also doing small activities in order to preserve, in order to show or to tell to the people how water is really important, how we can keep it for everybody and for everyone. And we have also the for church, Église du Christ au Congo, and that is also the Blue community members also. And there also we are in contact, and by the time we are going also to show us what we are going to plan as activities in these different countries. And the 2 municipalities in Senegal. And these country, these a Blue community are also a reality, or not so far from now. But by the time also we are going to plan activities during. Roland, the next one.
Just let me ask, I think from the Église du Christ au Congo, somebody should be participating. I don't know for the others, but may I ask?
Okay.
May I ask
it is
for
even
the...
If,
Is somebody from the Église du Christ du Congo present?
Est-ce que quelqu'un de l'Église du Congo est présent lors de notre conférence tout de suite? La personne peut se présenter.
Okay, no, they were registered, but anyway.
Okay, but we have here Nabilai from Guinea is among us. Nabilai, you can say hello. Nabilai, vous pouvez dire bonjour à tout le monde.
Oui, bonjour à tout le monde. Je suis Nabilai depuis la Guinée-Conakry, représentant de Blue Community. Content d'être parmi vous. Bon.
Thank you, Nabilai. Alors, here is Nabilai from Guinea, and Nabilai is the representative. He represents exactly Blue community in Guinea, and in each country we have one person who represents exactly this Blue community. Thank you. Okay, Roland, the next one.
It's on the screen.
So here, here you can see also the pictures. And in Dogonland, in Kati, in Bamako, and exactly. So here children are also with water. They learn how they can keep the clean water and drinking water. And they teach them also how we have to behave with water, and to learn them also that water is for the human being. It is not for only person, and we cannot private also water. And water is for everyone. They teach you this one. And also, in order to keep water, and we have to plant, because if you have the green nature, it is really we have also percent to get or clean water. This is the reason why we say that also not only drinking water, but we have also water for our garden in order to keep also water clean. And we can see also during our activities in Dogonland with the mayor of the city town, and Sumaila Gindo, he is also from Dogonland. It is the mayor, and during our activities, he is also present. And the sixth village, exactly, the mayor is also member of for all these Blue communities, and he helped also these 6 villages in order to undertake activities about Blue communities. And we can see here also with Chejet Tugula from Mali. For the time being, he's really busy. If not, he will be here. And Chejet Tugula also is always in action with his member by planting, by organizing exactly the webinar. And it is also an opportunity for me to inform you that next Saturday we have also a webinar that Blue Community Mali try to organize about environment and etc. And here also you can see also the Blue Community Mali are planting also, and Guinea, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire also have in their action plan these kind of activities that they are doing also. Nabilai from Guinea has also done many activities, but unfortunately I didn't get of the picture he's sending me, but it is a little bit late. So Orlando, that is all for our sides. And but I don't know if you have also next slide.
Thank you very much, Soleimani. Thank you also for providing your information in English, for bridging the language gap. And for all those who look at the picture, the one on the left side down, just beside my head, this is Soleimani, whom you just heard talking. Thank you, Soleimani. Let's continue with the Eastern Africa with Sir Charles Chiteche. May I ask you, Charles, to take over?
Thank you so much, my brother Roland, and all the participants in the house. In Kenya, we still say good morning. First, I want to take this opportunity to really appreciate this special task and assignment that my brother Roland is doing, together with all the coordinators. And thank you so much, our team leader, Kolade, and all other colleagues in the coordination team. We are glad to be part and parcel of this great vision, Blue Community Africa. I want to also apologize. This morning we received a circular, and most of the Blue communities in Kenya are attending a very, very crucial meeting with the head of state. I've shared with my colleagues, my coordinators, and my brother Roland. The meeting is going on, and because we planned for this conference, I could not allow to be absent in this meeting. So kindly take my apologies. Most of them may not be here because they're attending another virtual meeting with the head of state, that is the State House in Nairobi. Having said that, in Eastern region, we have the following, as my brother Roland has displayed, the states or the countries that forms the Eastern region or the Eastern Africa. We have Djibouti, we have Eritrea, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. Next slide, my brother Roland. These are the blue communities so far from this region. That is Hope Givers Foundation from Malawi. Do we have anybody from Malawi in the house just to say hi kindly? Anyone from Hope Givers Foundation? I believe they're still on the way. Go back to Roland. Thank you. Ojulu Island Saviors Foundation, that's from Uganda. Anybody from Uganda? Anybody from Uganda? Thank you. They could be on the way, still coming. PDI, Population and Development Initiative, Tanzania. Anyone from Tanzania? Anyone from Tanzania? Stone of Aid, Tanzania, Stone of Aid. Water Journalists, Africa. And we have currently plus 7 blue communities in Kenya. My brother Roland, yeah, this is a team that we are seriously coordinating within Kenya, and I can report in this conference that we have a serious network in Kenya and we are doing so well. And in Kenya, we are 4A Pioneer. Anybody? As I said, they are attending another meeting. Unfortunately, it came in abruptly. They had all committed to attend this conference. We apologize for this inconvenience. And in Kenya, we are in a very high political environment. Anybody from Kenya? 4A Pioneer? Kakamega Youth Wash Parliament? Anyone from that institution? Kisumu Youth Wash Parliament? PWHR Pokot Women Health Rights? I've seen my brother Sawashi. I think you can take your mic and mute and say hi to these members of this conference.
Yeah, good morning. I am Eugene Mwavadi from Sawashi Safe Water and Sustainable Hygiene Initiative. We are fairly new, joining the group recently. And of course,
Eugene, you seem to be having a technical challenge. Maybe move closer. We can't hear you loudly, Eugene. Eugene, if you can take it again, we can't hear you. You are not audible enough.
The vision of blue community.
Eugene, we can't hear you audible enough. You're not audible enough.
And catch up the leadership of Charles Chitech. So thank you very much.
Members present, we apologize for that mix-up. Eugene was not audible enough, but I think we were able to pick up 1 or 2 points. We can be able to compare notes. We also have WASWAC, that is Water Sector Workers Association of Kenya. Water Sector Workers Association of Kenya. We mobilize and bring together all the water professionals in Kenya, water organizations in Kenya. We bring them together for the purpose of achieving our SDG number 6. What I want to, before we go to the next slide, what I want to admit in this conference is that as a best practice, just some few months after the UN General Assembly resolution on human rights, Kenya was first to adopt the human rights to access to clean water, safe and affordable water and sanitation services into the Constitution. It was enshrined and promulgated in October 2010. Under Article 43 of the Kenyan Constitution, this is strongly anchored in the document which we are working together. The challenge right now stands at implementation. And that's why we have come together with all these water professionals and these organizations within Kenya to ensure that we call the government to account the steps and the progress made in implementing this Article 43 in the Kenyan Constitution. We are equal to the task. There are challenges, and I can assure you that the coming in of the blue communities globally will indeed support us to achieve this very fast in Kenya. Next slide. We have the pictorials. We have our partners. One of our partners is Water Professional International. The photo at the center is where we're bringing together all the water companies, operators, around 40 of them, to capacity build them, train them in water treatment. SDG number 6 demands not only supply of water, not only increasing the access, but access to quality water and sanitation services. Quality, the word here is quality. And therefore we have had challenges in the water, quality of the water that is being supplied within the Kenya. And therefore we decided, with the help of the Water Professional International, we mobilized water professionals in Kenya, and about 40 of them were brought together. They were trained, they were capacity builded, and those who qualified, they actually graduated and awarded as a certification, a globally recognized certification, and that is applies to us. The same was sent to be the mentors to other water companies and the institutions to ensure that what we are supplying to the Kenyan people is of the quality that meets the World Health Organization standards. We are also concerned about the sanitation aspect. There's a photo there with, is it gray or pink overalls? That talks much about the sanitation aspect of our SDG number 6. And the Water Sector Workers Association of Kenya, we are concerned about even the coverage. We have been concerned about the increasing the coverage of water coverage, but leaving behind the sanitation coverage. So we are also concerned to ensure that as we improve and increase the coverage, water coverage, we are also working on sanitation. We also have partners, other partners, and if you look in that photo, we also have GEOPA coming in to support us. GEOPA is Global Water Operator Partnership Alliance based in Bonn, Germany, and they're bringing together globally the water operators. And here I come to encourage the Blue Community Africa to become a member of the Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance. They are also supporting towards this realization and operationalization of SDG number 6. We are doing so much as far as advocacy in increasing the access to clean and safe water and sanitation services. In our previous celebration of the World Water Day 2025, we did a lot of advocacy in Kisumu City, one of the cities in Kenya, and indeed, it was a success. If you visit our www.waswac.co.ke, you will see most of the activities that I've explained that we have been able to achieve in Kenya. We bring quarterly all our members together. You can see on your extreme left, a lady taking us through the human right to access to clean water to our members. And we had a meeting in Kisumu, and indeed it was a wonderful. The up photo will show you members from different blue communities coming together, celebrating the achievements so far in advocacy and even in the capacity building of our members. There is also a photo on your extreme left. That is the leadership of WASWAC meeting the Blue Community Ambassador in Switzerland. That is our sister Yvonne. We met and we have a work plan on what we want to achieve as a Blue Community Africa, Blue Community Eastern Region, and Blue communities in Kenya. Next slide, if there is any, my brother Roland.
That was your part. Thank you very much, Sir Charles, for presenting us the Eastern Blue community in Eastern Africa. Thank you. And let's conclude the view through the regions with Southern Africa, where so far there are only 2 blue communities and no coordination yet, but we hope that will change soon. I think we have Umlalazi municipality. Is there somebody in the room to say hello? Seems, yes, there is Reverend Bishop Foster here.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes, good. My name is Mpolisi Nyoswa from the Council of Churches in Pietermaritzburg here in South Africa. So, well, I did not hear much at the beginning. I only heard the name Bishop Foster. So, well, then I said, no, I must be the next person to be called. So I'm just greeting. I didn't get the message. So here I am. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to have you with us. And I know there is somebody from the Sanitation Ambassadors in Cape Town, South Africa with us. Can you say hello?
Hello, everyone. I'm Berger. I'm a Swede that's been in Cape Town for 23 years, so I'm a little bit like Africanized. So greetings from sunny Cape Town.
Thank you, Birger. So that's the two blue communities in Southern Africa for the moment. We hope it's soon gonna be more. And with that, we presented you all the blue communities around Africa, and we come to the next part, which will be presented by Kolade Fadahunsi. Kolade, may I ask you to take over?
Thank you very much, Roland. And yes, we are here. These are the key points summary for the Blue Community Africa as a whole, and like Roland and the coordinators as presented earlier, you can see the spread and the effort that we have done so far was, and which is pointing to the fact that we now have a success story from 3 blue communities at the inception now to this number about 34 blue communities. So that shows the fact that the number of Blue communities is growing fast, and more communities, organizations, and individuals, both faith and secular, are becoming interested and showing their response and their readiness to be part of the community and make Africa blue, which is our core objective. So our faith-based organization and NGOs are very key and core. I always say that Africa tends to be a religious space, and there's no way you can separate religion from core issues, especially developmental and social issues in Africa. So we have faith-based organizations, like earlier on in French-speaking, we have Église du Congo, which is a church in Congo, which is a Blue community. And Bishop Foster, that you mentioned earlier on, started a Ecumenical Water Network in South Africa, and also through the South Africa Methodist Church, in Methodist Church Southern Africa Conference, and also the community there. So for us, we decided, because of coordination, as also like Roland and others have mentioned, we know the diversity and the peculiarity of Africa. So we know that we have to look at how do we mitigate the effect of language, the effect of culture, and the spread. We have 54 countries in Africa, and we have sub-regions. We have the Eastern Africa, the Southern Africa, the Western Africa, the Central Africa, and of course the Northern Africa, which for now we don't really have a presence. But for these three sub-regions of Western Africa, Southern Africa, Eastern Africa, and Central, we have coordinators. We have a coordinator that is merging the West and Central English speaking, and that is Umo, based in Nigeria. We have a coordinator in French-speaking West African and Central as well, which is Soleimani, based in Mali. And we have a coordinator who coordinates our work in Eastern Africa, and taking countries, partially from Southern Africa. Zambia and Malawi is actually Southern Africa, and that is Sir Church Siteli, who is based in Kenya. And we know that this may spur the Southern Africa Blue communities into action, so that we may also have a coordinator who will coordinate our work in Southern Africa, maybe after this conference, that may be possible, so that we'll have everybody then. And of course, all of us together, we will have the task of looking at how can we build an inroad to Northern Africa, so that we'll be able to capture the entire Africa space and make it blue. Next slide, please. Yeah. And like the central objective of Blue Community globally, the Blue Community Africa is a part of the global network of Blue Community worldwide. We strive to strengthen our cooperation with the Blue Community. But more importantly, we like to, at this point, really appreciate and commend the effort of the Blue Community Swiss, the Blue Community in Switzerland, which has really provided a lot of both human, physical, and material resources, and also for the, I want to use this word, for the donation and for provision of Roland, who has been the key factor, key person who really have been joining along with the African Blue Communities Africa over this year, for the past 2 years, and doing a lot of communication work, even to strengthen the global network. So we want to appreciate the Blue Community Swiss, especially for the role they play in making sure that Blue Communities Africa becomes a reality. So we'll continue our cooperation with Blue Community Swiss, even as we extend cooperation to other Blue communities across the globe. So the Blue Community Africa is a network that serves the interests of its affiliates, the Blue communities in Africa. That is the organizations that work on blue and water. And one key thing that really brings us together is that we have a common challenge, which is privatization of water that is steering us clear in the face as a policy that is coming to Africa. And also another challenge of provision and accessibility of water, which is really a problem. We also have environmental impact and issues around pollution, around drought, and all of that. So our interest as a Blue community is to really make water a human right and also accessible and affordable for people, and also to look at an intersection of water and life, which is a free gift from God, since we are a continent that believes in God. So the Blue Community Network in Africa provides that platform for cooperation and coordination. Earlier this morning, through the presentations from the coordinators, you will see that we have different and diverse organizations with other objectives and core primary issues they work on, but we are cooperating and we are coordinating ourselves to have a voice that will be central, and that will be a voice that promotes the global objective of the Blue community and also making Africa a blue continent. Next slide, please. So far, so good. Our achievement, which we can never separate from the task of people who have stood with us, are the following. We built in a very short time a great network of strong partners from many countries in Africa. I mentioned earlier that we started as 3 initially, Blue communities in Africa, but now today we have this number of communities all across Africa, excluding North Africa that we've not have a presence. We really have presence in all the areas of Africa, from east to south to west and to central. So we will still keep on growing, and together the network, as strong entities will remain strong, and will continue to share according to what I mentioned in my welcome remarks, that even as we assemble here physically, virtually, we are working together to be strong, to make sure that water becomes essential for all living. And also, we started establishing cooperation and communication. We want to also thank the Blue Community Global for the space. If you see bluecommunity.net, you will see that visibility is given to our work across Africa on that website, and weekly reportage of works that we do. You can see the compilation of activities by various Blue communities on their own, which testify to the fact that we are active and we are proactive, as the case may be. So our communication it has been enhanced greatly through the provision of www.bluecommunity.net. If you go there, you will see most of the works that goes on from within the communities in Africa. So, and establishing this cooperation and also strengthen the communication becomes also something that is important, and we'll move forward with that. We are well integrated in the global network. Visibility has been given to Blue Community Africa in the global network. And again, that is also because before you become a Blue community, even after the assessment and declaration, a certificate is issued centrally by the Blue Community Global. So, and that means that the community captured any community that becomes new and those who are existing. So the integration is there, and we continue to remain a very committed part of the global network. Next slide, please. Yes, of course, we are with challenges as a teaching organization, that we were a network that came from various backgrounds, and like that, from faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, and non-governmental organizations, communities, municipals, and their what have you. We have challenges because we have resistance by government towards water, sanitation, advocacy, and activism. This like policy that has been sold to African countries about the management of these resources, and you see the multinationals playing a very dominant role in the area of encouraging our countries to privatize water, and even to make sure that the water corporation and water bodies across Africa became highly capitalized. And this has really posed a challenge to our work in the area of advocacy and activism. It looks like we are resisting the policy of government, but at the same time, we are actually looking for how to overcome this challenge by making our own proposal, our own design, what will be the template for Africa. We have that challenge of how do we, as a network, have a common action that we speak to this common challenge of privatization across African countries. How do we design a response mechanism, a strategy of engagement, maybe through our African Union, maybe through our sub-regional economic bodies like SADC, like ECOWAS, like EAC, and so on and so forth, so that our voice will be corporate and effective. Then also we have a challenge by bringing partners in other countries to join us. For example, yes, I can mention this one here. There are duplication of processes because Blue Community itself is a kind of free organization, losing arrangement. So the challenge of others who want to also say we're Blue Community but not working with us directly is there. But partners also, in the sense of partners who are working on water issues, how do we bring these partners to join us? How do we bring these partners to see what we are doing? For example, when the coordinator for West and Central Africa was presenting, he talks about issue of pollution and environmental degradation in Niger Delta area of Nigeria. And there are a lot of partners that are working on those issues there. How do we bring them to see what we are doing together as a Blue Community, which are very local organization? These are challenges that we will be looking at in the course of moving forward. Then I've mentioned issue of common project and inclusive cooperation, which is very key. We have to design something that will be generally acceptable to us and that can move us on. And of course, all of this, even today, what we are doing today, this first Blue Africa Conference, Blue Community Africa Conference, a lot of resources, financial resources has gone into it. A lot of mobilization has gone into it. And I mentioned earlier, during my 6 months absence, I know the effort that coordinators with Ronald has put into this for it to become a reality today. So financial restrictions is a challenge. How do we raise resources together collectively? I remember that at some point in 2025, we were actually also toying with the idea that is it possible for us to have a central post based in Switzerland with the Swiss Blue communities, and when we have projects, then we access resources through that, so that we have since we are different organizations with a different registration from different governments, that it will be nice for us to have this central pause where we can raise money to and also agree on projects that we'll be doing, that we'll do financing. But the financial restriction of who sponsors us, and since Blue Community itself is not a donor agency, is also there. So it's a challenge. But even above all, with all these challenges that we have highlighted and that is confronting us, we can still make a difference. That we have made difference. Because if you check the newsletters, if you read the pages of our contributions on the global page of the Blue Community Network, you will see that differences have been made from Mali to Togo. You can see what the Blue Community Radio Chico is doing and locally there, which is a difference, a departure. The Ecumenica Water Network Africa, which have presence among the faith communities in the countries of Nigeria, South Africa, Liberia, Ghana, and others, are also making impact. Presently, in Nigeria, we're making a difference by stopping the proposed bill, water privatization bill, that came up during the regime of late President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari. But now, Voices for Water Justice keep on growing and working with state legislatures in 3 states of Southwest Nigeria. These are differences that we're making as Blue communities and elsewhere. And you see the number of organizations that have subscribed to the ideas of Blue community. So making this difference will be that we continue to journey together stronger and more resolved than before. Thank you. Next slide.
Men det var jättekonstigt här i lurarna.
So, before Outlook, okay, after Outlook, we have the questions.
Inte vad jag vet.
Yeah, so we have this as proposals for us. Action plan, that activities to elaborate. I know that one key activity that we have now is that there is a design by which we also subscribe to, which was put together by Roland about looking into the United Nations mechanism around water, which we have been reading about online and through email from Roland. This is a key activity because if we get it right at the level of policy, globally, centrally, which most of our countries subscribe to or they sign to some of these issues and they bring it to bear. And these activities may now be that they surround for us. What water do we have? African Water Week, which is a whole week activity. These activities that can elaborate the network if we come together and plan it. Then also looking at what are the water issues in various countries. Then, yes, constituting commissions and working sessions, yes, which is very key and germane. It will form the pattern of us knowing who is responsible for what. You know, the climate and water issues, water justice issue, and all of that periodically. And this also will strengthen and also keep us busy so that we will not just be passive as the year runs on. And of course, we must, in the autumn, that autumn will mean from September to, I think, August to October for us in Africa. That will be the dry season. So we may be looking at next Blue Community Africa Conference, maybe virtual, but in the interim, in between, if finances permit, if we are strong enough, maybe we'll look at how do the coordinators will meet, like coordinators meeting before this general conference again, to review what we have been able to achieve in 2026. It is important to look at this as we close 2026 in autumn to have another conference. So we'll start planning after this one into that, so that we can then look at how do we produce a report that will be Africa report, Africa Blue Community report centrally, and capture everything that we have done, our challenges and the journey so far, and we'll put it on the website, and also, if it is possible, we do a printing of it. So to us now, the conference with Blue communities in the global north, working on supporting our work in Africa. Yes, this is, I know my coordinators will subscribe and agree to this. It is important. It is highly long overdue for us to have a conference with Blue communities in the global north. Maybe we'll still request Roland to facilitate this for us, because he has the link to the global north Blue communities, so that we'll also tag along, plan together with him, and this may really help us to answer some of the challenges that we have raised earlier, and also support our implementation of the activities that we have really set before ourselves. So the Blue Community Africa video session, where Blue communities can present their work, yes, is also a good one, but this can actually come during the Blue Community Conference, and it can, then that means we will not have a one-day conference. Maybe it's going to be 2 days, maybe it's going to be physical, maybe it's going to be virtual. But if we want our communities to have their videos or maybe pre-recorded activities which we can display, all of these are what we are looking out for, and which we really keep us busy. This outlook and action plan should keep us busy between April and August, so that between September and November, we should be able to achieve the conference, God's willing. Thank you very much. Now, we have these questions which we have to discuss further. How do we build a common identity and presence as network? Yes, we have a common name, we have a common identity, common logo, but how do we go further? This is a question. And also, how do we build a stronger cooperation of partners and coordinators? Yes, this is also a question. Then, is it possible for us to have a commission on project and fundraising, like a think tank committee, a commission that will solely, through their influence, list partners who can support Blue community work in Africa and also fundraise and look at how the fund comes and how it's being implemented. Yet, then the Commission on Water and Sanitation, which is technical. For example, during my visit to Switzerland last year, there is this university, technical institution in Bern, Roland, if I'm not correct, you can correct me, not the university, but there's another technical institution who have a very high technical expertise on water and sanitation. Then for us as Blue Community Africa, we can really approach this kind of institution to look at the technical issues. And Blue Community Africa can now give this technical expertise and ideas to waterworks, the water bodies and corporations in Africa. So these are questions for further discussion, which I think Ronald should guide us through. Maybe we'll take it one by one, based on availability or subject to availability of time, or we look at how we administratively respond to it and share with others. But I don't know the format, but these are very good questions for us to further discuss. And I will hand over back to Roland. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kolade. Let me just try to catch up on what you said and get the computer working back again. So the Blue community, as you all know, is an open structure, and we are welcoming any partner who is committing to our core values that we showed before. So there is no membership, there are no fees, but we want action and we want advocacy by working together. I warmly invite you, and we all invite you, to use our platform for your own work, to promote what you do, and with that also to promote the Blue community, to invite your partners, your friends, your contacts that you have to become a Blue community and to join this network. And I would suggest, and I ask now all our regional coordinators also, that we all use the WhatsApp group, the internal coordination WhatsApp group, to continue talking about the questions that we raised here, to contribute to the Blue community Africa, to come up with challenges and with inputs, so that we use the WhatsApp group for continuing the discussion until we will have a next meeting. But again, first I would like to open the floor and ask if somebody has any kind of feedback, of input, comments on what we tried to bring over here during this conference. Would somebody want to take the floor, please? Yes, there is somebody from UABAN Amplifier Initiative raised a hand.
I think you can send message to Bishop Mike. It's like his audio is not coming out and he's trying to speak.
Okay, shall we try again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, thank you. I was just thinking about the Southern African coordination, that we could approach an organization like the Fellowship of Councils of Churches who cover the whole region, And I'm just as a way ahead, perhaps Kolade and yourself, with the kind of gravitas of the WCC, that perhaps we could approach them and inform them about the Blue communities, because they have a much wider reach than, say, we would. We work provincially at the moment, and that's where we work in. We don't really want to work nationally or in Southern Africa. So I will contact you after this meeting and then just remind you in terms of how we can strategize to approach them. Okay.
Thank you very much for this great initiative and proposal. I think it is also important, and it was mentioned before, the Blue community in Africa so far is very much based on NGOs and on faith-based organizations. Worldwide, we see it very important to have also institutions included, like universities, for example, and other institutions. So I think one key challenge also for the Blue community in Africa to grow stronger is to reach more municipalities, universities, and other strong institutions. So maybe your proposal with Foster might help us there. There is a hand up from the Uyo-Iban Amplifier Initiative.
Yes. Good morning over here in Nigeria. I want to really appreciate Roland, the coordinators in Africa, and the supervisors of the coordinator, Mr. Kolade, for a good presentation. And I really appreciate those presentations. But I have a few concerns, though I've just heard when I saw Blue universities, I was saying, in Africa, we've not grown to that. And I thank God that Roland have said that we should look into that, because we need to have Blue University also, in as much as we talk about faith-based organizations. Another challenge I have a concern is the Blue community, the visibility in Blue community. We are just at the social media visibility. What about the physical visibilities? In that, when we are like members of us, we would love to see ourselves, know ourselves physically. At least there should be a physical meeting. It should be a physical meeting that we really know ourselves, then share our experiences. You see, this online is fine, but physical contact will give you a lofty time to share a lot of experiences, the challenges, how you overcome in your own country, and there will be lesson learned in order for people to do it. And also, there should be a way of funding these other bodies that are there, which will make a louder voice. Like if now there is a funding from, call it the Uyo-Iban, which most of the people that are representing here, most of them are mostly men. And water, we are talking about water, which women are key to water. They are the ones at the community that goes into the stream, where they walk through the bush, that snakes might bite them, that will need to face water and get back home to take care of the home activities that has to do with water, and even face water for even the man in the house to bath. You can see it's real concern to women. And we need this funding to carry out these advocacies very well, because if there is a funding that I carry that advocacy with Blue community, another body carry it with Blue community, the voice will be louder. We will bring out photos, we bring out our voices, and you see that even the government of a particular country will ask, who are these Blue communities? I think with this, that's where I will submit my small view, that I would suggest that we think of physical meeting in as much as the webinar meeting or Zoom meeting is okay for other meetings, but for real sitting down, deliberating, sharing lofty ideas, physical meeting will be welcome very well. Then I will talk about the funding opportunities, resources, because if you look at it for really to make it very well, it is the funding that will make the Blue community to be larger and advocacy, and you will have a result. It will be a result-based. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your inputs and contributions. I suggest, if possible, maybe you write them shortly in the WhatsApp group also to make sure everybody gets it. And I kindly ask those who are not talking to switch their microphone off, because there is a lot of background noise at the moment, which makes it difficult to understand everything. I see a hand up from John Mark from the Binti. Please, John Mark.
Yes, Roland. Just for a matter of record, structurally, we belong to the Eastern Africa and not the West and Central African bloc, or as a region. So then we would subscribe to the Eastern African bloc with Sir Charles, and we'll keep in touch with Sir Charles. I hope Umo will take this on a light note. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm listening.
Sorry if there was a
big welcome, my brother John.
Okay. I'm sorry if there was a mistake in the listing, and we will try to correct that. Thank you for the for hinting on that. Any other comments, remarks, feedback on the presentation in this first conference?
Good, I'll say good morning this side in South Africa. I am Xolisi Nyusa from the Council of Churches. Well, I want to appreciate the presentations that have been made. I want to also say that thank you very much for being part of this bigger community. Water is a problem not only in South Africa, throughout the world. So to know that you are not on your own on the fight against taking water as a commercial commodity, and as well as other things that are associated with it. I'm glad that we are with other regions in the continent, that we are speaking the same language. So we were working together with Bishop Foster in one local municipality, which was really doing a very good job in terms of managing water. So after our intervention, we were so much pleased to hear the community itself sharing stories about how they appreciate their receipt of water in a way that is okay with them. Like, for instance, they get water clean now, and even if they are not getting water on daily basis, so it is there on certain days, but there is a well-managed program that they have for them to get water. So these are the things that have been worked together with the municipality, and it has made the municipality to be much more aware that whatever that they do in giving water to communities, there are other people, not in their locality, but in the global context, that are watching what is happening. As some of us may know, that the people are benefiting financially by giving water to the communities. So in South Africa, you will have people buying trucks to give water to the community. So they are happy if people are paying for water. So those things have been brought into the discussions that the communities have, and also the local municipality have. So in a nutshell, one is very much appreciative, firstly, for Bishop Mike Foster of bringing us as the Council of Churches on board and be with the bigger community when we talk about the issues of water. So we really appreciate this, and we hope to work with other institutions, with other organizations, even institutions of higher learning like the university on this, so that we do not become the second last in terms of the numbers from the table that was shown earlier on, where we were showing the regions, how they are rated. So there are so many institutions that will be ready to be part of the Blue community. So let us grow this family. Let us continue spreading the gospel of having water as a commodity that is not supposed to be paid for. So that is a human right. So thank you very much.
Thank you for these kind words and contribution, for this encouragement. May I ask around, Sir Charles, you have your hand up?
Thank you so much, Roland. I'm indeed very happy for the powerful insight, powerful presentation, and the contribution from each member is coming out so strongly that this is a very, very big vision. It's unfortunate that we are holding this conference at a time when some people are engaged, but how I wish that all the Blue community members will actually follow up this presentation so that we can walk together this journey. Before I go further, I have seen some members have joined. They were not here during the presentation. I don't know what we are going to do, my brother Roland, but it's good to give them time to introduce themselves. I've seen they came in late, but they could be actually having a reason why they came late. I told you from Kenya, we were having actually another meeting going on with the State House. So kindly, if you can consider giving them an opportunity to introduce themselves and just recognize their presence. Thank you.
Yes, sure. More than happy to do so. May I ask all those who joined us during the conference but did not briefly introduce themselves to do so now? You can raise your hand or maybe just start talking. Somebody? Suleimani, you have raised your hand?
My dear Roland, I hope it will be better, coordinator by coordinator. That will be easy, I hope.
All right, let's do that. You can just start then with your region.
Okay, great, no problem. So we have the coordinator of French-speaking Africa. Mohamed Lamine is here, Omar Lamine Koulibaly. Lamine, est-ce que vous pouvez dire bonjour à la salle? Lamine, est-ce que vous m'entendez? Alors, on va aller avec Eric. Eric, est-ce que vous êtes là? De Burkina, ah non, de la Côte d'Ivoire. Eric, vous m'entendez?
Oui, allô?
Alors, vous pouvez dire bonjour à la salle.
Oui, je vous entends très bien. Je tiens à dire bonjour à tout le monde et je dis merci à ce cadre-là qui nous a permis d'avoir cette conférence-là. Et j'aimerais faire peut-être parler un peu en anglais. Je sais que mon anglais n'est pas un peu trop aussi high que ça, mais je vais faire l'effort de parler un peu en anglais. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Koulibaly, country representative of the Blue communities in Ivory Coast. I would like to congratulate whoever did this, and I propose that VB to translate in French. Voilà, donc j'aimerais dire que pour la prochaine fois, il faut qu'il y ait une traduction en français. Et je tiens à féliciter pour ce cadre-là. Et j'aimerais que pour les prochaines fois, il y ait une certaine traduction pour nous permettre, pour nous qui sommes francophones, d'être à même de pouvoir écouter et puis de pouvoir faire des propositions. Et pour ma part, j'aimerais que pour les prochaines, pour cette année, on puisse nous soutenir les représentations pays de Blue Communities, soutenir de façon matérielle, de façon financière, pour pouvoir faire des activités et toucher plus de personnes. Parce que la question d'eau est vraiment importante et tout le monde est concerné. Donc, il faut plus de moyens pour que déjà les universités, les communes et les jeunes prennent à bras le corps la question d'eau et qu'elles fassent cette question-là un élément important pour que tout le monde sache que l'eau est vraiment importante, l'eau est source de vie. Donc, c'est ce que je voulais apporter et dire. Et moi, je salue tout le monde et merci encore pour ce cadre d'échange-là.
Thank you, Eric, for your message. Il y avait une traduction dès le début dans les sous-titres, une traduction automatique. There was a translation to French from the very beginning in the subtitles, but people who joined later maybe did not hear that and did not see it. Suleiman, est-ce qu'il y a encore d'autres chez vous? Are there others that you want to introduce?
Exactly. We have Sine Dambele from Mali. His hand is up too.
Yes, please, Dembele.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Sinan Dambele, membre de la communauté bleue du Mali. Je suis vraiment satisfait par la qualité des intervenants et avec des idées pertinentes parce que dans les jours à venir, on aura peut-être un plan d'action peut-être un peu harmonisé pour vraiment faciliter les questions de financement. Donc, parce que si l'Afrique, comme vous venez de le dire, les questions d'université, communauté bleue, donc nous avons vraiment besoin de votre soutien matériel, financier, y compris des idées pour vraiment faciliter la collaboration avec les différents partenaires que nous souhaitons, avec qui nous souhaitons collaborer. Donc, merci beaucoup. Bonne suite de journée à tout le monde. Merci.
Thank you. The presentation and the video from our conference will be published also with French subtitles. So I hope that will also help for the friends in French-speaking Africa to go through again and to follow the things. Suleimane, are there more people from your side to introduce?
So I hope it is okay. If not, Koulibaly is here. I hope he didn't hear us. I don't know what's happened. It's okay for us. Thanks so much, Roland.
Okay. Sir Charles, are there people from the Kenya region that in the meantime joined us?
Correct, Roland. We have seen my big sister, Euphrasia Luseka, is in the house. Euphrasia Luseka wears so many hats. She's here representing the women in water in Kenya. She's here working so closely with the Kenya Youth Watch Parliament that brings all the Youth Watch Parliaments in Kenya from 47 counties. I have seen my brother John David, Speaker, Youth Watch Parliament, Kakamega. Kindly, any one of you can pick the mic and introduce yourself. Euphrasia, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, everyone. And thank you so much, Chitechi, for reminding us to join this meeting. I am also very grateful for the great work you do, basically in the water sector, in rallying up the workers wherever that we are to join these conversations and make our voice to be able to be heard. I work on EST time, and therefore I couldn't be able to join a little bit earlier, but I was happy to at least see the rallying that Chitechi does a lot of the times to bring us together. My only message, I unfortunately could not be able to sell the presentations, but my only message is this. This is the year of women and water. So kindly, when we are called upon as women, let us show up. Again, being given these spaces on Blue Community and all these other spaces, kindly let's see more women coming on board. I have seen a lot of registration from the men, and I'm just hoping that the men can also support, try to also bring in the women together. Let our voices be heard. We cannot continue saying that we're the people who are using water most and going through the burden the most, but then at the same time, when they're given these spaces, we don't show up. So I would really request that we see more female faces in these spaces and also the female voices. It's our year for water, and we've been given an opportunity in the Blue Community. So let's be seen, let's be heard in action. We're doing a lot of work out here, and it has to be visible. So thank you so much for this conversation today, and I look forward to the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear sister Euphrasia. By the way, Euphrasia does a lot, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen. Euphrasia does a lot. She walks around actually mobilizing women and the youth towards this realization and achieving SDG number 6. Thank you so much, my sister. I'm glad that you are here. I know you are just from another meeting with the head of public service in Kenya, and we are glad that you have managed to attend this meeting. Jomo David, if you can hear me, you can pick your mic. Jomo David. David Jomo, Speaker, Youth Watch Parliament, Kakamega. Can you hear me? Pick the mic, please. As we wait for Jomo, there is John Mark. You can share something about a little bit what you are doing, kindly. Mark John.
Thank you very much, Sir Charles. We are strongly in WASH and also water governance. And we work in Homa Bay County and also the slums of Nairobi and into the schools, where we do a lot of WASH programs. So basically, that's what we do. And apart from that, I also double up as the vice chair for the Kenya Water Partnership. And this is a network bringing all the water stakeholders in Kenya. And it's also a chapter of the Global Water Partnership. Thank you very much.
Sir Charles, somebody more?
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much for what you are doing. You're doing a great job in the slums of Nairobi and Homa Bay. God bless you for taking Blue Community into those informal settlement. Is there anybody else from the Eastern region that so that we not close you out? Anyone that came in late? Thank you so much, Roland.
Thank you, Sir Charles. Umo, is there somebody from your region that came in late and wants to join?
Yes, Roland. Hello, Olufemi. Please, can we hear your voice and know what you are doing?
Thank you so much. I want to say I'm sorry for that initial background voice. I am Reverend Dr. Bello Olufemi, a faith-based organization in Nigeria, specifically Nigeria Baptist Convention. Currently, I lead over 500 pastors, and we have a faith-based community where we reach out to our community, especially those people that are not having access to good water. We have to move from our location to their location to reach out to them so that they can have access to good water and to advocate and clamor to our government to make water available to this community. And it has really worked for about 2 communities in my location. And currently, I want to appreciate Reverend Kolade for inviting me and bringing me into this program. I want to appreciate Roland for wonderful presentation and coordination. Sincerely, I've enjoyed today's program, and I came to this Blue Community Vision, and we are trusting the Lord that through these leaders that I oversee, we are going to do more in our own terrain, in our own locality, to make our locality, our community, Blue community. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That's a nice one to lead a group that is over 500. I think the Blue community will be expanding more through you as you try inviting others to join the group. Do we have any other one? Because my mind is telling me Samsung SMA175F should be within my catchment area. Am I right? I don't know the name. If not, do we have anybody from West or Central Africa's English speaking has not been introduced? I think silence means no. So Roland, over to you.
Thank you very much, Umo. Thank you all, Sir Charles and Suleimane. Thank you, Kolade, again. My suggestion would be, as I suggested before, that we continue working together in the WhatsApp group, also planning some next meetings, planning the cooperation. The coordinators will cooperate, work on that, come up with proposals. But you are all invited to come in, to bring up your suggestions for next steps. And I very much also support the call for the strong African woman to be also strong in our community and raise their voice. Is there any, making a last round of questions, is there any last feedback, comment before Kolade? I will give to you for some final words if you would want to. Anybody else who would like to say something before?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, Roland and members present. As we continue striving to achieve cooperation, which is one of our objectives, it is important that we also think about our representation into this global gathering, global meetings. As we speak, UN Habitat, GEOPA has organized for a very important meeting they call WOOF 13, that is World Urban Forum, and together with the GEOPA General Assembly. These are global meetings that we should also be preaching the gospel of the Blue Community Africa. If we are here and we can actually put our heads together and think on how we can even send one or two representatives to represent the Blue Community Africa, will be very, very great and important step ahead. We need visibility. We need to tell the global community that we exist. The Blue Community Africa exists. That will be a platform where we shall table our objectives, our visions, and preach this gospel, because we must turn Africa blue. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Charles. Umo, I see your hand up.
Okay, thank you, Roland, once again. I think so far we need to expand in membership to countries and individuals, organizations that are useful to the Blue community. I think each and every one of us has a role to play. Some of us has a affiliation with bodies that we can write to source for resources. And there is no network that can survive without resources. We really need to have a means to sustain us. I think speaking as an African, if we can have resources to host one physical conference, by the time we finish that conference, we will have applications pile up for people to join. So let us see how we can mobilize these resources. Let us see how we can call ourselves together and network and share experiences. Definitely, that is the best and easiest way to advertise and increase our scope as a Blue community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Umo. Are there more voices, or can we slowly start closing our conference? I don't see no more hands up at the moment. Okay, Kolade, would you like to say some last words from your side?
Thank you very much. I know you will still call us to turn on our camera so that we can take group photograph. Yes, so that I want to say, if it is possible, we do that now so that some people will not leave. Then I will say my last word, or what do you think?
Okay, we can try to do that. So, as
Yes.
Reverend Kolade said, I would invite you. I'd stop sharing my screen now, and you see all together. And I invite you to switch on your camera if you allow us to see you. And we would take a screenshot that we can have a picture from everybody who is still present in this conference. So please just put your camera on and we will make a nice picture. Some more? Okay, there is a limited number visible, but we will picture whom we can picture. That's as much as we can do. There is some more coming in. Okay, let's try again. Welcome, Demberle. Maybe while everybody switches on the camera, Kolade, I pass the word to you for your final remarks.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to once again appreciate the coordinating committee who made this possible, despite my absence, but also to appreciate the participants of today and the kind of commitment and zeal that I've seen across the room today points to the fact that we all want to see Africa that is blue from our different corners, from our different locations on the continent of Africa. And having said that, I wouldn't have much word, but I want to say that I will personally want to say that there will be more action than words moving forward. And I want to pick the request that talks about how do we have more educational institutions, universities and colleges to become blue, and organizations as well. One, then two, how do we get more voices from the women community across Africa to also be part of the blue community in their different organizations as well. And also to say that if it is possible administratively, if we can meet again in the next 1 or 2 weeks to look into the possibility of how do we move forward in the area of fundraising. Maybe we'll have to think about crowdfunding or submitting our networks, organizing that we think can support the work of blue community in Africa as a network, because I know that now some of the funding organizations want to fund network rather than individual organizations and projects. So maybe we'll look at that also when we meet at the level of coordinators platform Then we can also have that commission and also look at the common proposal, which we tends toward amplifying what Roland has suggested to us about strengthening mechanisms that looks into policy across Africa, so that we'll together be having something doing. And of course, planning the next conference, which is very important. And by that next conference, we will have grown from 34 to maybe 100 organizations, and possibly we'll have a presence in North Africa. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Collade, for the Hunsi, and thank you again to the coordinators for the regions and for you all for your participation, for your contributions, for your inputs. Again, I suggest that we continue our discussion in the WhatsApp group, the internal coordination group, come up with ideas and proposals, and I'm sure we together, the coordinators, will come up with their proposals and ideas to discuss. We will continue working. We did a big first step, I think, with this conference. Thanks again for being part of it, and let's move on. Thank you, and goodbye. A wonderful day to you all. See you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take another photo, Roland.
Well, there is not so many people, but yes, I pressed the button again, and I have one more. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye.